You're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. We're coming to you live on Facebook and on YouTube, and of course, from our studios of Clock TV. Please do send in your comments and your shout-outs and your suggestions to our WhatsApp number displayed on your screens, and of course, onto our live stream on Facebook or YouTube. It is time for our news review with two of my co-hosts in the persons of Clement Yabankwe and Edna Boateng. Hello, my lady and gentlemen.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
By grace.
Fine.
The weekend is just around the corner. How are we feeling? I mean, the way the week has been.
You know, when it's weekend, I'm in my good mood because work stops when it's weekend.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
I can tell.
But when it's weekends, work begins for others.
Exactly.
I mean, for us, we are going
for
to
her,
rest. Yeah.
it stops. For me, it begins.
But some way, somehow, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because even on weekends, we are still working.
Yeah, that's true.
You can get an emergency call. Where are you? Please come and take this. And then you'll be like, oh, God, I thought it's weekend for everyone.
Yeah.
Why isn't it weekend for me?
Wow, that's nice. But at least we get to rest a little.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you get to rest a little.
yeah, a little.
Yes, you get to rest a little.
Why you're not resting at all?
Emphasis on you.
Exactly.
We need it. It's important. Anyway, so my trending news officers, what's trending? News review. Any news out there?
So, Yara, today there is one funny but not funny news.
Okay.
Let's pick it from that angle. We all heard of the National Cathedral some years ago.
Yeah.
And currently, someone will say the state of the National Cathedral. I think producer will get us the state of National Cathedral as we speak on the screen, so that we just watch it. The state of the National Cathedral.
Wow.
So now the National Cathedral has turned into an international swimming pool.
Hey,
where
people
you can
have
see,
access to the place.
Oh yes, and they are swimming.
Oh
It's
my goodness.
I
now
think they
an
broke down
international
the-
swimming pool.
They broke down the barriers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So people are now swimming. So that's the state of National Cathedral. A project where billions of money has been invested.
Yes.
And now there's nothing to show
Go
off.
for it. Yes.
So this is something that I think everybody need to talk about. That we need to seek for, I believe in this accountability. Because if billions of money have been invested in such a project and there's nothing to show off, all what we can see now on the screen is people are swimming.
It has become a recreational facility.
And there was one statement made by the minority leader that it is now an international swimming pool. I wonder whether other countries come here to swim.
I mean, whoever
just
is
by the way.
responsible for it should be accountable.
Exactly.
Because seeing this is an eyesore.
Yeah, and it is our president that is mainly responsible for this.
National Cathedral.
So, are we even allowed to request some form of audit as to all the monies that have been invested into this swimming pool as it stands?
Oh, we are allowed, and I believe that people are going to do that. And I know already people have started requesting for accountability of such projects.
Okay.
So, Rira, let's leave it here. I know we'll get more into this. And let's go to another trend for the day.
Yeah, okay. So, Edna, do you have
Alright.
anything trending?
Yes, I have with me, do you remember TGMA this year?
Oh, yes.
Yes, so we had two competitors. Above all, they were about 5 or 6, but then we
Okay.
had two that everyone was thinking one may win.
Okay.
And then Stoneboy won.
Okay.
So King Promise, in as much as me, I wanted King Promise to win. Hello. Yes, so Stoneboy win, which is also very good. But then I learned King Promise congratulated Stoneboy and Stoneboy ignored. We can't really tell if he ignored, because you know these artists, they get a lot of congratulatory messages whereby some of them they even do not see.
Sure.
Okay.
But then it is creating a lot of controversy, the fact that King Promise was competing with Stoneboy. So definitely if Stoneboy won, he would congratulate him. But then, and also what I am really setting off is that Stoneboy didn't want any issue with Ken Promise. And as much as they have some songs together, he gets me, yes. And Ken Promise is saying he's onboarded about it. And it's very true too, because I have congratulated you, at least I've done my part.
Yeah.
Clement, what do you say about it?
That is it.
So,
and you see, Yaira, before you come in, I like the storyline of Edna. No wonder she's the host for Old School Vibes.
Yes.
So for her, she knows music and
it's everything about entertainment.
Exactly,
I couldn't have come here without giving you a tip of
you
what
get
I
the
could
issue.
use.
So when she brought up entertainment, I was like, okay, I understand her.
She's in her field, yes.
Exactly. You see how she's really flowing? Yes, perfect.
So is it that there's an issue between them, or it is just one of those random things? Because I'm sure if all of us as colleagues here, Clement wins and then I congratulate him, maybe best host of the year, and I congratulate him and doesn't respond, hey, me, I'll fight you. Because I'm taking time out to congratulate you, at least, because we are both industry players. Even if you've gotten so many messages, there are certain names that strike out that you pick up and respond to, even if you ignore others. So is there an underlying issue, entertainment lady?
So I think both parties have their own reasons.
Okay.
And then I feel like in as much as Ken Promise congratulated Stonebwoy on social media, maybe he had done it at the back door. You understand me? But then Stonebwoy was a bit harsh with his...
ignoring it. Well, maybe too, it is just to give the public something to talk about. Maybe they have a song coming up, so you know, when we are talking about them and things. Okay, so we have a comment, a few too. So this one says, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's been a while. Nowadays, your Facebook streaming is facing challenges, so I'm not active, but today I'm here live. I miss you guys, Rolf. This is from Obiba Wilson. We have missed you too. Oh, Obiba, our most faithful commenter. And he's also here again. He says, good morning. It's been a while. Yes, it's been a while. We are so glad to have you back in our comment session. Thank you so much for your comments. Okay, so let's get quickly into it. I know you guys, now most of them call digital. You don't have newspapers in your hands anymore. It's on your phones, right?
Exactly.
So, Clement, what do you have for us?
So, Yaira, I have with me the graphic business.
Okay.
And the front page, he said COCOBOD shift strategy.
Okay.
There is a shift in COCOBOD strategy, and it's all about prioritizing sports sales for new season. So when viewers get the graphic business, that's of the Tuesday's edition, they can see on the front page that COCOBOD has shift strategy, of which, let me just read the first paragraph. He said, in an unprecedented move, the Ghana COCOBOD plans to prioritize sports sales over forward contracts for the new cocoa season. This strategic shift aims to take advantage of potential price surges in the international cocoa market following a missed opportunity last season when price sold to 12,000 United States dollar per ton. And because of that, COCOBOD is taking this kind of strategy. And Yaira, we will bring viewers more of this story, the business time, and also moving forward. So viewers will stay tuned.
So is this in any way related to the self-financing thing?
Not really. They are looking at the opportunity available in the market. Because as a business entity, you should always look out for opportunity in as much as there are challenges. So they realized that last year they lost some amount of money from such an opportunity. So this year they are going to make sure that that opportunity, they grab it. That is all what they are going to do.
So we have we have another comment here. This one is from Godfred Edem. He says, this one there, National Cathedral Resort. And Rose Entertainment also says, good morning to you all. You are all beautiful this morning. Thank you, Rose Entertainment. And he says, this National Cathedral issue, the less said, the better. So thank you so much for your comments. Please keep them coming in. Okay, Obiba is asking where Mimi is. Please, your girlfriend is fine. She had an emergency to attend to, but she'll be back on your screens on Tuesday morning. She's very okay.
Bayara, why will Obiba? Okay.
Obiba says, please, where is Mimi? Is she okay? Hey, he's concerned. Allow. So yes, Edna, what do you also have for us?
So mine is about the Daily Graphic, and it says Minerals Commission opens new office at BBNE. Minerals of so it says the Minerals Commission has opened a new office complex at BBNE as part of ongoing efforts to decentralize the services of the mining and minerals regulator. The office will provide a more congenial ambience for the officers and staff of the commission in the region, a departure from the rented chamber and hall office space they had occupied for more than 30 years. Wow.
Oh, wow. They were
Chamber and hall office.
Honestly, we need to look at the priorities of our nation, because Minerals Commission has been in a chamber and hall for 30 years.
30 good years.
30 years. Are they, like, all the revenue being generated, and it took 30 years to relocate to a better facility. Imagine the conditions of service there then.
Yeah. So thanks to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources for doing that initiative, because as it said, he's bringing in more good technological structures and machinery, and it will help with the work. And I think that's because he did it in BBNE. That's where a lot of mining things goes on.
That's true.
That's even where if that is where a lot of mining goes on. What the revenue generated from the mining
could have been used.
How come it wasn't channeled into getting a better facility?
So coming into that, I think yes, they could have done this years ago. But maybe they were equally doing one or two things. Maybe at the national headquarters in place at the headquarters. And we wouldn't say they've not done well. They've really done well.
Oh, yes,
and
they have.
I must say that newly constructed office at BBNE would really help, because we all know that when you go to the western region and western north, that is where most of our gold and the resources are coming from. So if such place is having a good office to serve the people over there, we wouldn't have a lot of minerals issue coming to Accra or the other regional capitals. They'll be able to handle it, as she rightly said. They are going to decentralize the game, and everybody will be able to play its role. And this is going to fast track so many things that we are talking about. With the issue of, for example, this illegal mining coming in, this office is going to help them.
Because they have ultra-modern equipment.
Yes, so they are going to also educate the miners on how they should do their things, because now they have the equipment. They have all what they need, even to go to the site, to inspect their lease agreement and all these kind of things. So I think it's a good news that we are going to.
It is good news though, but for it to take 30 years, then it means that the quality of work there for 30 years was probably substandard. If we look at it, because you are working in an environment and it's just the chamber and hall, documentation of files, the employees, where are they even?
Because the welfare of the workers is very essential. Looking at it from this side, chamber and hall, they didn't help.
Which place is the reception? Which place is the document room? Where's the HR? Where's the, those small departments and things like that to handle the organization? How was it working out there?
I wish I could see the building.
Exactly. And we are not privy to how things were being done there. So we can't really talk much about that. What we can say is it's a good news for the people of Ghana.
Course.
And it's going to create more employment, because if Chamber of Hall, assuming they were employing about 10 people, now ultra-modern facility, where new people are going to be there. So thumbs up to the Ministry of
and it would even probably open space for employment.
Exactly.
So employing more people. Maybe they didn't even have the HR I was asking for, so they can come and call me out. I'll do it.
Oh, madam, you want to run away in the bus?
So we also have more comments here. This is from Miss Eunice Owusu, and she says the National Cathedral is now a national swimming pool. And then a Goodyear Film Production also says good morning to you too. Thank you so much for sending in your comments. We want more. Send them. So I also have here online news, but before that, do you guys have any extra stories on your graphic? Okay,
but I think I can chip in a little something. We all know about the loss of our brother, our gospel musician, Kuda.
Yes.
Yeah, so recently I got to know that he was a very good friend of Joe Metal, and then he says he's very pained about the passing of his brother, but then all he can say is that may his soul rest in perfect peace. They'll be burying him on 20th September, this Friday.
Okay.
Then, that's his last respect.
Wow. May his soul rest in peace. Koda was very instrumental in the gospel music industry. I remember that song.
Not the takra the kasa na from kakra.
Unipa.
Charlie.
Yes. Oh, Koda. Thank you for all you've done for us in the music industry. We have one more comment. This is from HM Joe. He says, Club TV, your station does have gorgeous ladies. It is nice watching you people. HM Joe,
we have a lot in store for them.
Yes.
So you should keep watching.
Yes.
Back to back.
You heard it from Clement. So I also have here, my first story says, VRA senior staff protest proposed merger with Bui Power Authority. And this one is about, it says the VRA senior staff and union members protested a proposed merger with Bui Power Authority, fearing that it would harm VRA operations. They are also concerned about a draft bill consolidating Electricity Company of Ghana with Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, and creating a separate thermal power authority. Theophilus Tete Ahia, VRA Senior Staff Association Chairman, urged the bill's withdrawal, citing viability concerns. So there were some allegations even that it may be a ploy to sell off these
assets of VRA.
Yes, of the nation. So, in a way, I think that these authorities being separate, it prevents monopolizing of power. Because if all these are put under one and then it has one chairman, imagine how much money would be embezzled or how much power that person will hold. And even to the point where I think, considering at a point, we had our energy minister tell us to draft our own timetable for doing so. Imagine what maybe the head of maybe like all these consolidated power authorities put together can say to us if we are complaining about one or two things. So them being separated and then working in their own ways, there could also be some accountability if Bui Power Authority has taken up certain strategies that would benefit them and it's moving them forward. Maybe VRA could also look at that and then emulate them, something like that. So I think I do agree with them. And they're also saying it may lead to some sort of privatization and then sale and things. So it's...
So let me say a little bit. I'll talk from two angles. But let
from one and let me talk from one.
Oh, the angles, there are many.
Okay, so let me talk from this angle. VRA has been in operation for the past 53 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we all know what VRA has done for the people of Ghana. For Bui Power, they started operating somewhere 2013. Yes, I think getting to somewhere 2013, that's they started their operations. And they've also supported when it comes to the power energy sector, they've done very well. And according to the chair of the Bui Power, or the chairman of Bui Power, he is they set a committee who are drafting such agreements, who are looking into such documents to make sure that the bill actually gets through Parliament and currently in Parliament. And after some number of days, as we all know, it's passed into law and becomes binding. So I think he said that a lot of concern has been raised that VRA and Bui should have one management, including the ECG and the NEDCO, because like Bui has its own management, VRA has its own management, ECG has its own management. He believes that all these management should put together. That is concern that people were raising, that they should merge it. That is why the government also took such initiative that, why not we merge all these four organizations together to have big umbrella to
cater for
all.
Yeah.
And according to the AFC, that is the African, I think, Sustainability Center, they deals in energy. They have raised a lot of concern. And one of their major concerns, as you talked about, is the fact that when this thing comes together, when they all come together, they are going to control the energy sector in Ghana. If care is not taken, the prices of electricity in Ghana is going to surge very high because nobody is there to talk about it. As we said, VRA handling a particular part. ECG will handle parts, NEDCO will handle parts, and we will handle parts. But this time around, they are all under one umbrella. And what happens like that, when they say go, we can't say yes, everyone is going. So from their point of view, it is not a good thing for the government to do. They set an example that when you go to Brazil, in the year 2003, they did the same thing and they had a lot of issues. They also talked of another African country, I've really forgotten. They also did the same thing by putting all their thermal organizations together to form one. And they also had a lot of issues moving forward to an extent that electricity cost was very high. So from them, they are of the point that no, it is wrong. They should let them work independently so that we will still enjoy that kind of environment where electricity prices is not high. Because they believe that when this thermal plant becomes one, it's going to be it's given to a private individual to handle. And it's going to...
Okay, I also think that in replacement of the merger, we can rather have key stakeholders in each of the organizations come together to form a board. So if Power, there's an issue, they can just consult with their counterparts in maybe VRA and ECG or NEDCO.
Because
rather than
where VRA has gotten to, I think because of all their profits and everything, it will be very difficult for them to merge with Power and then the other electricity companies. And then I feel like whatever be the case, there will be an advantage and then a disadvantage. So they should just... and
if, as Clement has said about Brazil and then the other country, if we've seen it happen, that it's brought issues to people, then, I mean, we need to take it... We need to look at it very carefully before implementing something like that.
That is what they are calling for, that the documents need to be reviewed very well before it's passed. Because if care is not taken, we would be under an institution where we wouldn't know the in and out of that very institution.
A lot of risks.
Yes, a lot of risks involved. So I think that is why VRA, they are really objecting that they should, that bill in Parliament, they should withdraw it as soon as possible.
And then if, like I was saying, if they form a board, they can have a member of, let's say, even the VRA, where is it? Yes, the Senior Staff Association, maybe maybe 2 members, the Junior Staff Association members, you know, management of the VRA members from there. So we have people representing like all the key departments in the institution coming to the board. So if it's even just 2 each, you know, senior staff, junior staff, management, this, that, and then they all come together to form the board, then I think that the merger will not be needed, because like we said, this merger would probably lead to the sale thing, because that's one of their allegations. And then also the monopolization of power, one person heading all of that. That's too much power.
It's too much.
But one aspect of this story is but the committee sets who were looking into documentation before it was sent to Parliament. We have key people from all these institutions. The chief director for Power was part of the committee. I also know that you get a rep from VRA, a rep from ECG, and a rep from NEDCO. So all these things, I think they should also re-looked into it, as people are also agitating for it. Because we don't want a situation that after merging them together and we are facing issues in Ghana, electricity prices going high. Already the cost of living in Ghana is very, very high. And all these things adding up to is going to really affect us. And so as Edna said, VRA for them, they believe that they've been having profits over the years. So they don't see the need for them to really merge with any other institution. But okay, do you know that the IEC, that's the Institution for Energy, they are saying that before government will take any action, ECG owes a lot. So government should make sure that that's cost that ECG owes, their money, they've cleared all. That's their argument. If it's not cleared, then they shouldn't think of merging all these things together.
And then also, it even stands a risk of all of them being merged together, right? Then there's a power issue. Then we'll come and hear that it is the ECG faction that is causing the problem, or it is there will be some sort of blame game going on. Because something like NEDCO has been operating peacefully for some time, and they are mainly in the north. They are not.
Yeah.
You come to add Accra's wahala to Nedco, we beg, but we just hope for the best. And then if our leaders are truly listening to us or listening to the citizens, then they will do something about it.
But I think we would get, moving forward, one of the VRA, for that they would speak extensively into this issue for us to know why they are taking such a decision. Because people think it's a good thing, but why they are saying that it's not a good thing. I think moving forward, we will do that on Cocoa Digest. So viewers should stay tuned as we bring them such stories.
So we have a few more comments. Hey, Mo. So this one says, so D&J Ventures says, this your new co-host is really giving. Wow. Hey, madam. Hey, you have fun. So. Obiba again. He says, please tell Edna I see her. Mimi is your girlfriend. Be faithful. I greet Clement to you, Ojo. So, and now we have a comment here. It says, bonjour. Hey. We've gone international.
Bonjour, bonjour.
I'm enjoying your TV station with smart and beautiful ladies. Edna, your boy is beautiful. Oh. I wish you all well. My name is Nasser Ati. Thank you so much for your comment. You, this young lady. Yeah, thank you for answering.
Edna, the Obano or your Bibiana.
Yeah, apply some special cream on my face.
Okay. And we have one more comment. Something related. So Rose Entertainment says, this country, you will be shocked. Oh, Rose Entertainment. Thank you so much for your comment. So the next story here says, Lands Minister terminates FGR BEGOSO PRESTEA Mining Limited leases. So Ghana's government has revoked the FGR BEGOSO PRESTEA Mining Limited's licenses effective immediately. Minister Samuel Abujinapo announced the decision on September 18, 2024, citing recommendations from the Minerals Commission and Attorney General. FGR was cautioned in August 2023 about some breaches pertaining to its mining operations and advised by the Minerals Commission to have them remedied. The statement indicated that the decision to terminate the mining leases was taken after reviewing various reports from the Minerals Commission as well as the ministerial committee constituted to review the operations of the company, and after extensive engagement with all stakeholders involved in this matter. The decision comes after a series of protests and concerns raised by various stakeholders, including the Ghana Mines Workers Union. Considering this Galamsey issue, and then a mining company too is having some sort of discrepancies going on too, and they've been asked to remedy the issue, and it seems like nothing was happening. And now the minister has taken such drastic action. On one hand, it serves as a deterrence to the others that if you know you're not operating, in the right parameters, you can. But then also the lease that has been terminated, the employment of all the people there, is there any solution coming up for them? Because it's definitely a source of livelihood for some people.
Yeah.
So when these actions are taken, are there any solutions that are also being put in place after? That's my question.
So, Yara, I think when you follow the background of this story, it didn't start today.
Okay.
It started way back 2021.
Oh,
and as early as this year, in the month of April 2024, the Association for Miners, Ghana Miners Workers Union, they protested at the enclave of the ministry, specifically Minerals Commission. And the whole idea was that they should terminate the lease agreement of FGR, that is Future Global Resources. Okay. They are the company that is handling the mining sector of PRESTEA BEGOSO. Why are they saying that? They are saying that because to them, they know that Future Global Resources, and they are not having a financial capacity to manage the affairs of BEGOSO PRESTEA Mining. So they have to terminate the lease agreement. When the notice got to Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, they didn't just wake up one day and say they've terminated the lease agreement.
They went through the right.
They went through the right process. They set up a ministerial committee that were working on this very process to an extent that the Attorney General also have to come in with his own way after his findings because they tasked the Minerals Commission to actually do a lot of findings on this report. If people would remember, way back last year, the chief of the people of BEGOSO, PRESTEA area, they gathered a demonstration. Why were they doing it? They realized that the FGR is not helping the BEGOSO community. They were not doing what we call the social responsibility for the community. They were not doing it. They realized that they are not able to pay workers. They are not able to invest much into the company for the community to also get benefit out of it. At a meeting with the FGR, they had a discussion, and FGR orally made a promise to the chiefs that, moving forward, they are going to invest more into the company for the people around to get job done, and their community will be developed. Orally, after the oral conversation, nothing was done. Since 2023, when you read the story, they will tell me since 2021, nothing was done about it. So the chief were very angry. So the chief presented a petition to the Ministry of Land. That was last year. Even before the Ghana Mines Workers Union did their demonstration in the month of April. And we all know, I think yesterday, there was another demonstration at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. All because of this very issue. So it was out of that demonstration, that is when the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources came out with this report that indeed they've terminated the lease agreement of FGR, who are supposed to work at BEGOSO PRESTEA Mining. But there's an interesting story that FGR also said no, they are not going to accept such termination because they are saying that they've not gotten any official document that shows that they have terminated their lease, and also they are going to challenge at the court. They're going to challenge the Minerals Commission at the court because according to them, what they have is valid. And in the statement, they told their workers that for us, since we've not received anything, our lease agreement is still valid. And until court rules that, yes, we have lost that agreement, we will still operate.
So I'm looking from the point of where Clement made mention that these FGR BEGOSO people, they are not paying their workers.
Yes.
And then they are not doing any community work to help the society.
Exactly.
And it's so sad because how can you work for so many years without being paid and you're still there? You get me?
Sure.
It's very sad.
Sure.
And even what is coming off as a surprise for me is even the fact that the minister is the one that has decided your lease contract has been terminated. And for some reason, you have the audacity to say no, according to you, because you have not received. So it even begs the question that what has this company seen, or what have they been given to give them that? Because you are probably a private institution. It is a private institution, somebody's business. And you have the gall to say such.
Let's see what unfolds in the next days to see what, because now it's the minister who gave you the licenses. Now they said they've revoked it, or the lease, and they say now it's over. And we are still going to the court. Here's the case that the Attorney General is who advised the minister to take such a decision.
But then
according to the Constitution.
Initially, were they financially stable?
Since they started operation way back 2021, according to the chief's report, they said they are not financially stable. And per the claims from the chief, they said they've not been paying SNET for the past 30 months.
Look at this.
Per the claim from the chief,
so
for the past 30 months, they've not been paying SNET of workers. And even Tier 2 have not been paid per the claims from the chief and their protests.
Even here in the story, they said that, they were cautioned in August 2023 about some breaches. So there are definitely breaches pertaining to its mining operations. So already, even in the mining operations they embark on or undertake, there are breaches there, and they still have the gall or audacity to say they will contest this in court.
It's normal for you to see people do that, because if me sitting here, Yara, if you tell me that you've sacked me, automatically I'll make some noise.
Bring in
but if you know very well that maybe you've been queried once or twice, and maybe this is the third one, you know very well that you have not been a very good employee, and now you hear that you've been sacked. Of course, what else can you say?
The law
But
should
you
take
people,
over.
these, like, it's been clearly stated that there were breaches, and you are still going to contest. So what are you standing on to go and contest?
We hope to see what they will stand on. That's what we hope for.
Well, like we here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, we are always hopeful for the best. So we remain hopeful. And the last story here says polio type 2 detected in KOFORIDUA, public health emergency declared. Hey, polio by this time. Okay, so the Ministry of Health, okay, this story is a bit long, but the Ministry of Health has announced the detection of a circulating vaccine-derived poliovirus type 2 in an environmental sample collected in the Eastern Regional Capital, which is KOFORIDUA. The discovery was made during the routine surveillance activities conducted by the polio laboratory of the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. In a press release issued by the Minister of Health, Dr. Bernardo Koboy, he confirmed that the poliovirus was identified in a sample collected on August 20, with the confirmation of the virus as CVDPV2 being received on September 5. Dr. Okoboy described the detection as a public health emergency and stressed the need for swift action to prevent the virus from spreading. To address the situation, Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Ghana Health Service, has launched field investigations to trace the possible source of the infection and assess the risk of further geographical spread, including to humans. Enhanced surveillance measures have been put in place to monitor the situation closely. So, polio is seemingly back in Ghana. And honestly, I think I would attribute this to the COVID era.
Okay.
Where all kinds of news, information, misinformation, disinformation about vaccines came out, that don't take the COVID virus, it is 666, those kinds of things. And it has, I mean, that our social media, we have so much information out there. You can't even tell which one is factual and which one isn't. And all these issues about vaccine has done this, vaccine has done that. I'm sure a lot of people now have decided not to vaccinate their kids.
They're afraid.
But if you look at the history of polio and what it did to people, and even if you even look at what vaccines are, it shouldn't be such a big deal, or it should even be a necessity, because even kids are vaccinated when they are born. This is to increase your life expectancy. Else, if vaccines were not introduced in our daily lives, in our lives here as humans, the world population would have been less. We would have died by natural selection even. Because for the babies, they are vaccinated against the 6 killer childhood diseases. And this is what extends your child's life. Now, polio can become so terrible that you lose use of your limbs, your muscles, and things like that. And now, because of misinformation, disinformation, a lot of people were very skeptical about vaccinations. And even, I don't know, I think even to an extent, some of the pharmaceutical companies may have played a role in it. You know, I don't know if it's the competition among them. But now, for polio, for something like polio that had basically been eradicated, to return, then it is very alarming. And I like the fact that the Minister of Health declared it an emergency situation, because diseases like polio should not be back here.
I mean, Yaira, I some way, somehow want to advise our mothers, like, whichever way it is, polio is polio. And then me, when I was a kid, I'm sure I was vaccinated. Otherwise, I would have been crawling on the floor and something. So I think that our mothers should complete the vaccination schedules for their kids to prevent any future problems. You get me? And it will be helpful.
And I also think the health institutions should take on rigorous information and education on these things, because a lot of international information has come against vaccination. Because, I mean, the people in the West, a lot of them say they are not vaccinated. And they come up, even in the movie, sometimes you see somebody who was not vaccinated, very ill with some disease that shouldn't even have been a problem.
But I think that now too, most of our mothers are resorting to the herbal medicines. They think it can help cure
our ancestors. Most of them didn't survive on that. So if advancement has come and this knowledge has come, then let us educate people properly. Because the little I know about even vaccines is that something about the virus, a part of the virus is taken up and then introduced into the body for your body to produce antibodies against it. And then the vaccine is derived. So it is basically helping you to fight it in a way. So it is not fatal to you. That's a little understanding I have of it. Yeah. And if our health institutions take on, you know, these educational programs and things like that, because I remember they used to have pamphlets and things educating people on these things.
So when you go to the clinic as a pregnant woman, I think the nurses and then the doctors should educate you.
Yeah, and then ask questions.
It is not harmful. I don't know why people do not want to take the vaccine.
Sure, I don't know why. I don't know why too. But what I can say is, polio is something that we shouldn't joke with.
Exactly.
We shouldn't joke with, and it can cause more harm than what we think.
Yeah.
And our mothers should please take good care of our young ones. When per the CDC recommend 4 doses for inactivated polio virus vaccine, and it says that at the age of 2 months, at least, you should be able to take polio vaccine. They are also saying that within the 4 months and 6 months, and within 6 months and 8 months too, a child should be vaccinated of polio.
Day in, day out, you see nurses going round,
going around
houses, even in classrooms.
In classrooms.
I remember in SHS, they came to give us, was it yellow fever or something? And then this yellow card given to us.
Exactly.
Yes. And
but
stuff.
Yara, I don't know. Can polio be spread?
Yes.
Yes. So I was thinking about this then, because if now KOFORIDUA has recorded this number of polio issues, and we know polio can be spread, then the question is, what action are we supposed to take immediately? The health institution, they are tracing it. Because through coughing, someone can get it. Through droplets of all these things, someone can get. So I think they should take actions, immediate action as soon as possible, so that the other people who are not infected will not get infected of this polio thing we are talking about.
But I also again want to reiterate that we need to get our institutions to educate people again on vaccination because of the information that has come, especially because of COVID. Fine, there was this whole when you get the COVID vaccine, you get a fever for some days and things. And honestly, the human body, when something foreign is introduced into it, it will react. It is natural. If we have, you know, health professionals educate people from the grassroots all the way to even the top, educate people properly on these things, then people can start trusting vaccinations again. Because look, a lot of information travels. If you post something very silly right now, it can go viral. We need to actually even take advantage of that and then teach people again, because the propaganda or misinformation or disinformation against vaccination is a lot. It is really, really bad.
So that is why I really resonate with these fire service people. They come to our churches, schools to educate us. So the nurses should just try and come to the classrooms. Whatever the kids hear, they go home and then they tell their parents, Mommy, today there was a nurse that was telling this and this. You can give them a pamphlet for their parents to read.
And even take advantage of social media. We have a few doctors who create these trending videos.
Vlogs.
Daira, you see, that is why when it comes to Clock TV Cocoa Digest, we take a different form of all the morning shows you see out there. The morning shows you see out there would tackle some certain things on the main segment, but we don't do that. We look at what is really affecting life. We look at the health issues, and that you could see viewers can attest, can bear witness that that's what we do. And today we have a health practitioner on the show, and I believe she can even touch a little bit on this polio issue. So all what we want to say is yes, the public need education, but Cocoa Digest, Clock TV is there to educate the public. So the public have nowhere to go. Forget about the social media. Stay glued to Clock TV. This is where we get the best information. You give us old school vibes. She'll give us best things on the morning show.
And express updates.
It's part to part for viewers. So that is all we will tell viewers, that stay glued. Always, because we give you up information at the morning show. Yes, that's what I would say.
Thank you, Clement. So we have a few comments here. Rose Entertainment says, ban all mining operations in Ghana from Newmont, Ashanti, I think Anglo Gold Ashanti to down. And then this is also from Rose Entertainment, says people are still mining in the forest and on our water bodies. That is what should be tackled now. Just banning a company is like a drop of water in the ocean. Ish. And then D&J Ventures says, what about Akunta mining? And yeah, the comments are many. Today,
So, yeah, let me say a little bit about the lease agreements for viewers to understand that. The Mineral Commission took such a decision because of what the Ghana Mining Workers Union said, and because of what the chief said earlier, and per their own observation from the committee said. That is why such decision was taken. It's not really in line with Galamsey activity. Yes. So
D&J Ventures also said, but the same government will not terminate Akunta mining, right? God is watching us all.
Amen.
So TA says, yes. This is what we call the power of the people. What about Akunta mining? Clear documentary shows Akunta mining is destroying our forests. It shouldn't be let the people, hey, let's calm down. Okay. It shouldn't be let's show the people that we are doing something. So that's from TA. Then Akman Multimedia also says, there's still more to be done, Mr. Minister. We know if really your government wants to fight Galamsey, you can easily do it. But your government, please let us keep our comments savory and try to be more decorous in communicating. So he's basically saying that the government has not been very proactive with, you know, the Galamsey issues, and it's now continuing to pollute our water bodies. And then this one too is also saying they should hunt for Akunta mining too, because Frimpong Boateng reports indicated Akunta mining. Thank you so much for your comments. Hey. TA again says polio was eliminated more than 10 years ago and it has returned. Let us blame Russia, Ukraine war.
What has that got to do with polio?
So this one says, good morning. My name is Owusu Banahene Godfred from Dansoman Ebenezer Down. This is a wonderful show. Keep the fire burning. My regards to your co-host, that's Edna. Hey, madam, your first today is not easy. Okay, so I think, yeah, I have read these already. So thank you so much for your comments. Today, you guys seem on fire. Thank you so much. And this brings us to the end of our news review. Thank you so much for joining me here. It was always an insightful conversation with you guys. Up next is the lifestyle segment with Miss Edna Yeboah Boateng, and they will be talking about facing adversity and, you know, resilience. Yes, please, as you are here.
So I have with me a special guest who will be talking about overcoming adversity and building resilience. I know a lot of challenges.
You see, the last time I was telling my producer that
Clemens, I'm not sure you face any challenges. Look at how handsome you are.
Hey.
You're looking so rich.
Settles.
Are you sure you're facing some challenges? Okay, so that's all we have for you, so stay tuned.
So yes, adversity and building resilience. So right after this break, Edna and her guest will be here to teach us a little bit of that. We'll be right back.